We all share the air that we breathe. The only thing that separates us is what we've been taught to believe. But don't you be deceived. Oh yeah, we are one. We are one. We are one.
Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you, audience. Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Jackie's and my Wednesday rant. Let's talk about it. Wednesday's rant. We got so much crazy shit going on. You know, me and Jackie just couldn't stand to wait till Tuesday night. So we gonna rant just a little bit. We got three favorite stories that we chose from today. And, you know, Jack and I, we cover the news, okay? So, here we go. So, Jackie, first item up, Rush Limbaugh, baby.
Oh, yes.
Okay, y'all. Jackie set this up for us. How did this all come about?
Well, yesterday in Mississippi, there was a runoff election for the Republican nomination for the U.S. Senate.
Right.
And the race was between the incumbent, Thad Cochran, who's been in the Senate for more than 20 years, and another man named McDaniel.
Chris
McDaniel.
Yes.
Yeah, who is a neo-Confederate guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, at the initial primary election 3 weeks ago, McDaniels got more votes than Cochran, but he did not break the 50% threshold. And it's like McDaniels had 49.5% and Cochran had 49%, so they had to have this runoff. Well, it wasn't looking too good for the incumbent, right?
Right.
So what he did was, since in Mississippi they have open primaries, he did outreach to the black community in the Mississippi Delta region and asked those black Democrats to please come and vote for him.
Yes.
In this runoff election. And they did.
And they did. And this is where Jackie has just brought us to the part where Rush Limbaugh went off. Here we go, y'all. Listen up.
I wonder what the campaign slogan was in Mississippi the past couple days. Uncle Tom's for Thad? Because I thought it was the worst thing you could do as an African American to vote for a Republican. The absolute worst thing you could do, but somehow they were made they were made to believe that voting for old Thad would be fine and dandy. And why? Well, because they were told that Thad's done a lot for black people in Mississippi. It must be the first time they've been told that. It was 9 percentage points. Insider Republicans in the Senate bought 9 percentage points, 8 or 9 percentage points from the black Uncle Tom voters in Mississippi. Well, isn't that what they call Clarence Thomas? Condoleezza Rice, they call them Uncle Toms. The Republicans, these guys that voted for Thad, Uncle Tom's for Thad. Now.
Oh, poor Rush, Jackie. Poor Rush. She's losing it completely.
Well, sweetie, a lot of the right-wingers and Tea Party types are very, very upset today.
They're
very
very
upset today because them niggas fucked up their election.
That's right, the niggas did it. Y'all,
I'm sorry. That was not Jackie talking.
But you know, Jackie, people have this thing about the word nigga, but we know what they are saying behind our backs.
Yes.
And
exactly what they are saying.
And Jackie and I say this all the time, you know, just cause we paranoid don't mean that shit ain't happening. And we promise you, and as psychics, political psychics, we always tell y'all what's gonna happen, and this is bullshit or that's bullshit, and then it happens, you know. And so this is what they be saying, you know, the niggas. He want to say it so bad, Jackie. He wanted to say it so bad.
Oh, well, you know, Mr. McDaniels, the other thing that's so wonderful about this is that McDaniels is so outdone that he could barely contain himself. And he was talking about how there was something wrong when liberal Democrats were voting in a Republican primary.
Liberal Democrats.
There have been irregularities and so on and so forth. It's like, dude, everything that happened yesterday happened according to the law.
That y'all fixed up down there in Mississippi.
Yeah, and don't you? And there are a couple of things that I find really amusing about this whole occurrence.
What's that, Jackie?
One is that Chris McDaniel is such an unabashed bigot. He is just so
he's
out
what,
there.
Jackie?
And he has.
He's what?
I'm sorry?
You said he's a what bigot?
An unabashed.
Unabashed bigot. Go ahead.
Yes. I mean, he has no shame in his game. Mm-hmm. Okay? And, you know, Sons of the Confederacy and all this other crap, and just the things that he says about black people are just some of them truly just disgusting things.
And basically, Jackie, according to our news sources, my news source from MSNBC, and I think yours too, Rachel Maddow read a statement from him, and he basically was saying, niggas, when I win, I ain't giving y'all shit. Negroes,
that's
po
what
folks.
He was just saying to everybody that he wasn't.
Yeah, Negroes, po folks.
Anything, right?
Yeah, po, white, trash, whatever. He ain't giving y'all
nothing.
nothing.
Kind of defeats the purpose. I always wonder with guys like him what he thinks government is for, what we pay taxes for, why people live in groups, but that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
But anyway, the one thing, the two things that I've found especially entertaining about this is, first of all, that McDaniels is such a horrible bigot, and he's so, but at least I give him credit for being so upfront about it. All right, and it never dawned on him that black people might be listening to what he has to say. And
it never dawned on him that
with the idea of him holding public office.
And it never dawned on him that Cochran may use these voting laws that they switched around and mixed up and blah, blah, blah to his advantage. It never occurred to him that this man would ask the black folks for a vote because he knew that, you know, black folks ain't going to vote for him. But
well, and that's the other thing, too. The other thing that I find very entertaining about this is that Thad Cochran had to go with his hat in his hand to ask the black folks, him and Haley Barber and all the Haley Barber's folks over there in the Delta, asking the black folks to please help them. And I just thought, wouldn't it have been funny if all those voter suppression laws that they worked on passing had prevented these people from voting?
Okay, and now listen, I remember, you know, watching Chris Hayes, Up with Chris Hayes. Oh no, what did you say? All In with Chris Hayes last night, and he had the what is the jacket? NAACP director of Mississippi on his show, and they were he was laying out this scenario, a couple of days ago, whether this could happen or not. Is that part of something y'all are considering? And he said, yes, it is, because what we are up against here is choosing the lesser of two evils. So just in case Thad Cochran pulls off the election in the fall and gets right back up there and becomes and continue being a senator, just in case he beats the Democrat, what the NAACP leader was saying, we're going to choose the lesser of two evils. We are thinking about it. We are talking about it right now, whether we're going to help him out. But see, that was strictly a strategy. I don't know why Rush is cussing so freaking mad. They don't think that we have sense enough, Jackie, to play a game. Barack Obama whooped their asses twice, and they want to hate the player. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. You invented the game.
Yeah.
And
it isn't just that. It's simply that they know that McDaniels would have been a true catastrophe. And it's just like I was saying to you before. Cochran might knock him out, but McDaniels would kill him and eat him. Yes, and so if those are your choices, then I'm going to choose the guy that will knock me out.
Okay, Jackie, so when I heard this, I ran and got this Rush Limbaugh clip and the story, and I put it on our Let's Talk About It page. So those of you that will be listening to our podcast, you can go on to the page and see what Jack and I've lined up for you to think about, and some of our comments on these stories. And this particular one on Rush Limbaugh, when I heard it, I burst out laughing. Of course, I called Jackie immediately. And then I put this clip up, and it says, laughing my ass off. Rush Limbaugh is right. Uncle Tom voters did help Cochran win last night. And just like Uncle Tom, a.k.a. Joshua Henson, who ran his master's plantation better than any white overseer had ever done, yet all the while he helped others to escape to freedom, and he himself eventually escaped with his family and started his own business in Canada, successfully, may I add. So the black voters in Mississippi, not wanting to take the chance of that Tea Party nut, talking about Chris McDaniel, possibly winning and then going on to win in the fall, they chose the lesser of two evils, helped Cochran win, and then come the general election in the fall, they will vote against his ass too for the Democrat who's running for the Senate, Travis Childers.
Yeah,
Bravo!
And, the other thing,
and wait, Jack, and I'm finishing up. Bravo, okay. Uncle Tom voters of Mississippi. Excellent strategy. Rush, it was a strategy.
Oh yeah, but according to those guys, we black folks are so ignorant we can't actually have a strategy.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about Senator Cochran when I saw him give his victory speech last night. Senator Cochran, I have to tell you honestly, I don't know if he's going to be elected in November.
Jackie.
Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because he seems like he's sort of, I don't want to say the man is senile, but he just seems kind of frail and feeble.
Jackie, listen, I know, I'm a political psychic, and so is Jackie, but I see these things. Mm-hmm. And he is not going to win in the fall for this particular reason, in the words of Herman Cain, this particular reason. And that is because one night before the elections, he stood up in Mississippi talking to a group of people, trying to persuade them to get the vote. And y'all, and I wish Walt were here on this podcast with us.
No, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this.
No, but I'm going to tell my audience why he going to lose. And if y'all didn't see it or hear it, I must find that also and put it up on our Let's Talk About It page. But this man got up before a group of potential voters the night before the election, the runoff election, and told the audience that he used to do indecent, despicable things to animals. And Jackie on Tuesday's show, she just could not accept that he was talking about fecking the animals. he was fecking the animals. So Jackie's mom, Walt, all the people in the chat room, and then her husband and her daughter let her know. That's what he was talking about. And then he said, and I can see the look on y'all's faces. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all did it too. And I am sitting here thinking to myself, oh, hell no. Of all the impure thoughts I may have ever had as a child, and I don't recall any, fecking animals is not one of them. And so, Jackie, that's going to come back to haunt him.
Well, but there's also another reason.
What's the other reason?
I think that other than that, the main reason is the disaffection of the Tea Party wing of the party in Mississippi now.
Oh, yes, they're all talking about...
I think that they're not going to come out and vote.
They're all talking about separating themselves.
I know they're talking about separate parties and stuff, but I do not think that they will come out and vote because they're so mad.
And, Jackie, you told me something earlier that rings true, and I hope they do it. They are so petty and little-minded, so sixth grade-ish.
Yeah, they don't believe in the greater good.
Yeah, and they don't know how to speak to people in a compassionate leadership role. They just say whatever the fuck comes out of their mouths. And that's another reason they're going to lose. And Jackie was saying that she believes that they're so mad because they're so petty that they're either not going to vote or they're either going to split the parties. Mm-hmm. And so that will split the vote in Mississippi, guaranteeing the Democrats a win. And I believe that the Dems are going to come out too. Yes, and Sarah Palin was out today running her mouth. If there's only one other woman that's more ignorant than Sarah Palin, and that's Michelle Bachmann. And then again, they still could tie for total and utter ignorance. They're pretty much neck and neck, but I think that Sarah Bachmann really beat Sarah Palin out for craziness. Yes. Okay. And so she was saying that if the Republicans are going to be moderate Democrats, we don't need them. So yes, we are considering splitting the party and just making the Tea Party. And I want them to do it. Please do it. They got a better strategy than us, Jackie. Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, Brenda, that Sarah Palin could not organize a new party. That takes... She couldn't organize a pack of rats. That takes work and organization and a whole lot of things. And she's too lazy and ignorant for that. And none of those folks have the chops to do that. No, she doesn't qualify for that. Walt wrote under the Rush Limbaugh article, all you need now is Ann Coulter and Laura Ingraham. Saying some dumbass shit too. So that's our take on Rush today. It was too freaking funny that he has lost his ever-loving mind over this and couldn't see that it's a strategy. The minute you play the game better than the ones who created the game, the minute you play the game better, we're going to sue. They want to sue for everything, Jackie. This a lawsuit. And speaking of lawsuits, okay. Yes. Oh, yes. And speaking of our girl, Michelle Bachmann. Oh, yes. Queen of all idiots. Yes. she could hold the crown for that. Today, or yesterday, Wednesday, on Fox News, what is the gentleman's name, Jackie? Neil what? Neil Cavuto. Neil Cavuto. He went after her and gave her an old-fashioned Tea Party spanking about her insanity of this lawsuit that they say they're bringing against the president. And now y'all just take a listen to this.
Meantime, Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann on whether Republicans should be very careful what they wish for, because Congresswoman, as I was trying to raise with this constitutional scholar, is Republican steps in as president and Democrats go after he or she on the same principle, then it gets to be just a political football, doesn't it?
Well, very clearly, the American people are absolutely outraged. And the question is, what is it that we can do? Has the president overreached with this power? Absolutely, he has. What are the tools available to the United States Congress to help enforce the separation of powers doctrine? In other words, the Constitution is a stop sign for the president, as it is for the Congress, as it is for the Supreme Court. You can't do anything you want. Now,
but what is making Republicans man up? No sexist comment there. Now, I mean, if this has been going on for a long time, and to be fair to you, Congressman, you've been bemoaning it for a long time. Why now the suit? And by the way, we're going to get back in legal, broadsides back and forth. Why not just fix things that are very, very wrong now, rather than dragging someone to court over whether they overstep their bounds? It just seems to me like an enormous waste of effort.
Well, the lawsuit is what you might call a long-term effort if it even gets picked up by a court. A lot of courts might call this a political question. This could drag on for months and we may not get anywhere. Again, it reflects the frustration of the American people.
You just said it, Congresswoman. We might not get anywhere. Now, maybe Republicans are within their right. Maybe the president's within his right. But if the issue is, one side or the other abusing his authority, maybe someone should get to work under the underlying problems that some feel the other side is usurping from it. But we spend too much time arguing, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, we're going to indict you on this. We're going to go back and forth. Fix whatever is wrong right now rather than dragging the other side to court. It just seems to me there's so much wrong here. This finger pointing, we're going to drag your ass to court. We're going to do this. Just do something. You know what I'm saying?
Let me go where you're going. And I agree with you, because this is what we need to do. Hey. This is what Congress can do and I argue must do. Number one, we need to deny.
Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it years ago when you were first raising it?
Criminy, give me a second and I will tell you.
Why? Okay, explain that, Congressman. Why now? Why, after all this time, you've been talking about this for years, now someone just woke up and said, I got an idea, let's sue.
I don't know why John Boehner's filing this now. I have no idea. I called for these measures going back to the State of the Union, and I said that this president is not a king, and the Congress needs to stand up. So why he's doing it now, I don't know. But this is what we should do now. What we should do right now is defund the executive branch when we have the option. I just ran across the street because we're voting on funding for the executive branch all summer long. Cut it. Make it hurt, because if they don't have money, they won't have power. Number two, we need to, where executive branch officials have broken the law, and they have, the IRS gave private donor information to the political friends of this administration. They gave the private donor information
separate
to the political
Congresswoman,
enemies.
Separate issue. You're conflating issues.
No, it isn't.
You're quite right. Where was your rage? Where was your rage, Congresswoman?
Listen.
Where was your rage, Congresswoman? No. You're conflating issues and you're being silly. Where was your rage when Democrats were going after President Bush on the same use of executive orders? Because I think you knew then that was a waste of time then, and I think you know in your heart of hearts this is a waste of time now. There are far more important things that you guys have to be addressing than filing lawsuits past each other. By the way, Rome's burning.
I'm not the one talking about that. What I'm saying is that what's very important is the president trying to establish lawlessness in the United States. That's a big issue.
Democrats said George Bush did the same, Congresswoman. I'm just saying, each side claiming it, waste of time. So what we need to do is defund the executive branch, number one, and then impeach
think about what you're saying. Defund the executive branch.
Congresswoman, if Democrats had said, we're going to just defund President Bush, we're going to defund the executive, you would laugh them out. And so you should have then. And I think Democrats will be in their right mind to laugh you out now. Defund them.
Listen, the House has the power of the purse. This isn't a small power. We can do this, but we can do something further. I hear your frustration.
All right,
what we can do further is impeach the elected officials that have broken the law. And they have.
Rome's burning and you're filing. All right.
Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
He called her silly, and I'm still waiting on the reason. Now, you see, people, you know that the lawsuit is frivolous and silly and stupid and hateful and vindictive because they can't even tell you. Why are you filing the lawsuit now?
Yeah,
Where was your outrage
if
then?
you get sued up on Fox News, you're in bad shape.
Oh yeah, if you get spanked and smacked down on Fox News,
Yeah, well, like if you're a Republican, who does?
Yeah.
Because last week, Megyn Kelly shot down Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
And this week, Neil Cavuto's beating down Michelle Bachmann. It's like, Lord, what are they doing? It's Fox News.
And did anybody hear her reasoning for the lawsuit? They can't even tell you.
They don't. Well, Britta, they can't say what the actual reason is.
Yeah, because
I think there are a couple. Well, first of all, what were you saying? He's arrogant.
Yes, Jackie.
They say the president is arrogant and black, right?
As I told y'all earlier, we put these things on our Let's Talk About It page, and so you can go there and read the stories, and you don't have to go looking for it and have yourself some fun. But I waited and listened and waited and listened to see what the hell the reason was, and you still don't have a reason over this Obamacare foolishness. He's lawless. Well, what did he do that was against the law? You know, McDaniel right now down in Mississippi, I'm going to sue Thad Cochran. For what? Y'all made these crazy-ass laws, and then as soon as it goes against you, the Republicans love to fight, Jackie, until they start getting their asses kicked.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're just like most bullies on the yard.
Oh, yeah.
Running for cover.
I mean, these guys, it's just like you were saying, just bullies. And they can dish it out plenty, but they cannot take it.
They cannot take it.
Cannot take it.
Cannot take defeat whatsoever. Now, Jackie, having said that, we have our last rant of the day that we just had to say something, had to do something. It was eating us up. And our last rant of the day, following Michelle Bachmann, is none other than Speaker John Boehner. Okay, and this was his press conference today on I'm suing the president, this a lawsuit. Here we go, y'all. Take a listen.
Are you planning to initiate a lawsuit against the Obama administration and President Obama over his use of executive action?
I am.
Can you explain why that is necessary and what you hope to achieve?
You know, the Constitution makes it clear that a president's job is to faithfully execute the laws. In my view, the president has not faithfully executed the laws. We have a system of government outlined in our Constitution with the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. Congress has its job to do, and so does the president. And when there's conflicts like this between the legislative branch and the administrative branch, it's, in my view, our responsibility to stand up for this institution in which we serve.
Could this lead to an impeachment proceeding against the president?
This is not about impeachment. This is about his faithfully executing the laws of our country. The economy continues to struggle. The president has no plan for economic growth and won't push his party to act on the good ideas that we've passed in a bipartisan fashion here in the House. The IRS targets a political opponent, lies about it, and the White House won't lift a finger to provide the truth to the American people. The VA's abuses continue to be revealed, and yet we still don't see a long-term plan for reform to VA. And not only does the president regularly ignore the law, he brags about it, and he brags about his willingness to change it unilaterally. First, this administration makes the wrong decisions, then it won't give the American people the straight answers. Instead, it's arrogance and incompetence right down the line. I think Americans deserve better, and the House will continue to listen to the American people and make their priorities our priorities.
And la, 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 la. Jackie, did you hear a reason for the lawsuit?
No.
I didn't either. The Constitution plainly states, no, Negro, what are you suing the president for? I'll tell you what he's suing him for. Being black, being black, being black.
Being black while being president.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very pleased, though, that the Republicans have decided to take this tack, because this is going to backfire on them like it did when they impeached Bill Clinton. This is what's going to happen. You want to know?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's going to happen is that this is going to cause President Obama's approval ratings to go up. And it is also going to highlight the fact that the Republicans in Congress haven't done a goddamn thing.
Jackie cursed.
And it's going to highlight the fact that they have not been doing the people's business, but they're still collecting their paychecks.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know, someone...
So look, the Republicans are doing all the work for us, all right? They're about to rip each other's guts out in Mississippi.
And all we got to do, Jackie, is to continue to get our people registered to vote.
That's right.
And when I say our people...
all we got to do, but they're down there in Mississippi, you know, eating their own.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're back here in Washington
eating their own. Cut the food. Y'all, if y'all didn't hear the question that the reporter asked, and you know it can be quite low sometimes because they're way back in the room, and he asked, are you going to continue to try and sue the president? And John Boehner said yes. And the reporter said, why? And then he started with the Constitution, and he's lying to the American people, and he won't, and he's arrogant. You ain't told us. Now, the majority of people, senators and congressmen, are attorneys, aren't they, Jackie?
Yeah, the majority are. Yeah.
The majority. Don't y'all think in the last 6-7 years they could have figured out what they gonna sue this man for? And don't you think that by now you ought to be about your business of filing the lawsuit? You ought to know what it's for now.
Well, but not only that, you don't file lawsuits against the president. You impeach a president.
Okay, thank you, Jackie.
They continue to talk about President Obama being lawless. The Constitution says that presidents can be impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors.
Uh-huh.
You know, high crimes or misdemeanors. It means that if he does some law-breaking, and Congress is supposed to impeach him. He's supposed to be tried in the Senate and kicked out of office.
And now, Jackie, let me say,
right?
What is not breaking the law? Getting insurance, affordable insurance for the nation. That ain't breaking the law. Go ahead, Jackie. That won't work.
Yeah, but
maybe Orly Tates.
The reason you know the mutts on their side of the aisle. You know, they're just screaming for blood. And John Boehner, he has got to be, Rachel Maddow used to do this thing, this segment on her show called John Boehner is really bad at his job.
Yeah.
And he's really bad at his job.
Yeah, because
you're the Speaker of the House. You're supposed to get your crazy folks in line. You know, when I think about the way that Nancy Pelosi used to run the House of Representatives,
mm-hmm.
Nancy got it done.
She got it done,
The way that they got the Affordable Care Act done was a thing of beauty. It will go down in history as some of the best politicking ever done in Washington, D.C.
Okay. And
that was a heavy lift, but they got it done.
That's right. And let me tell y'all what else is not a suable offense. It's not against the law to be arrogant. Let's assume that the president is arrogant. That's not good enough.
But you know that little nappy head pickaninny.
Yeah. But now, Jackie, I have to ask you this. Can they sue him for being a little black nappy-headed watermelon chicken eating pickaninny Negro president?
From the Moo tribe.
Yeah, from the Moo tribe of Kenya. Can they sue him for that?
Well, they could try.
But
I don't think that that's against the law or any type of violation of civil law. So
they could try, but what Jack is trying to tell you is they could try, and but they have a better chance of getting head from an alligator. People all are trying to say they ain't got no damn law that they can. They don't have a reason. There's nothing the president...
No, and I mean, this is just to try and distract us from the fact that they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But all that's going to do is highlight that they're not doing anything. Because if they roll into... I am going to really look forward to seeing the court papers that they file for this.
How, Jackie,
because
they're
if
not
they start talking about executive orders and stuff like that, this is going to be Oh, absolutely.
If you sue him,
Excellent.
you ain't going to win. That's number one. If you sue him, the taxpayer is going to pay for his attorney fees. If you sue him, you just shit out of luck. But Jackie,
and not only that, that's another thing too, is that the American people are having to pay for
all this foolishness,
okay?
all of these,
and they're always talking about being fiscally responsible. Is this the highest and best use?
And all
of
they are
taxpayer money?
That's all they're doing is wasting our money. All those 50-some votes they took to appeal Obamacare. Now, people, if you don't think that wasn't fucking off our money, I don't know what to tell you, because you know, even if it passed the House and the Senate, was the president going to sign into law to repeal his own baby, to throw his own baby out?
But Brenda, not only that, you know, the insurance companies will probably try and blow Congress up if they repeal the ACA.
Yeah, because they're making big money.
Big money, yeah.
Their profits are going to absolutely quadruple.
Yeah, well, and the thing that's so funny about it, too, is that the insurance companies who just weren't going to participate, they didn't like it. Oh, they're going to participate at the next open enrollment period.
Yeah, they are, Jackie.
You know, I mean, they're gearing up because they're getting, you know, their competition is squashing them now.
Yeah, they're making money hand over fist. And remember, Jackie, when the insurance people or the Tea Party people met in Orlando a couple of weeks ago, and the whole thing was telling them how they were going to make money through this Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare.
Yes.
They were all giddy with joy of the money that they were going to make.
Yeah.
Obamacare, and again, I said this yesterday, but because I had to, because I lost the show from yesterday, let me say again that Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act, folks. Okay, so for all of you who think that if y'all some of those dummies that Jimmy Kimball found on the street, I don't like nothing about Obamacare. I hate it. It's a job killer and la 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 la. And they got death panels. And yesterday I said, I want somebody who's met the death panel to call me, even if it's from heaven. Have you heard any reports, Jackie, of the death panels?
Yes.
We ain't met nobody yet that the death panels killed. But again, we're talking about our Republican brethren and the Tea Parties. You know, the Alan Simpson is and Colonel Lawrence Wilkinson. Alan Simpson, former senator, old guy, but speaks.
Yeah, from Wyoming.
Yeah, speaks the truth all the time. And Colonel Lawrence Wilkinson, former chief of staff for Colin Powell. They are some of the most honorable men. And when they talk about their own party, you know, they just beat them down with the truth, Jackie. They jab slap them with the truth, tie them up with the truth, and then throw their asses in the water with the truth. And these are prominent men from their own party. This shit is crazy.
Y'all? The party as it exists now, people like that, they don't want them.
Yeah.
And they do not listen to them.
Mm-hmm. And remember who Colin Powell and Colonel Lawrence Wilkinson voted for. Barack Obama.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's Jackie's and our rant for today. The Let's Talk About It Wednesday rant. So, Jackie and I will be posting a podcast somewhere during the day on Wednesday for stuff that we just can't hold for a whole week. And I get so much joy out of this. We hope that you enjoyed our little rant. We hope that you're learning something. We are Spreaker's most informative show. And I want y'all to just keep on working on getting signed up, getting registered to vote. Don't let nobody turn you around. Don't let them stop you. And once again, we salute the 50th anniversary of the 3 civil rights workers who were tortured and murdered 50 years ago on June 21st in, Meridian, Mississippi, Jackie? What's the name of the town? Yes. Okay. Also dying that day was a woman named Chappelle in Philadelphia. Some mob killed her because they thought she was a part of a riot and she was only looking for her wallet. And all of those that we can't call all their names, we salute you. Your dying was not in vain. Reverend Martin Luther King, Fannie Lou Hamer, your dying was not in vain. And we're going to keep on pushing. We're not going to let anybody turn us around. So y'all get yourselves ready to vote in the fall, okay? It is very important that we pack this Senate with Democrats and pack this Senate with Republicans, and that we hold these houses because of Barack...
Excuse me.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's important that we pack them with Democrats.
With Democrats, that's right. And everybody that listens to this show know I'm talking democratically, but you're right, Jack, I got to say it. Barack Obama is going to do great things for this country in his last 3 years if we will vote. So we always talk about the general. We never talk about these midterm elections, and they are extremely important. He needs a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate to get the job done, okay? So y'all keep working on getting yourselves ready to vote, all right? And tell somebody to get them and go help them get registered to vote. It's very important. Here at Let's Talk About It, we believe that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And what else do we believe, Jackie?
Free your mind, honey, and your ass will follow.
We'll see you Tuesday night right here at Spreaker.com.
You're listening to Spreaker Web Radio.
Separates us is what we've been taught to believe, but don't you be deceived.
If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
Hi, this is Brenda White of The Brenda White Shows right here at Spreaker.com, inviting you to join me every Tuesday night for Spreaker's most informative political talk show, and that's Let's Talk About It. And joining me to talk about it and always helping to keep you informed is the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks. And also joining Jackie and I all the way from Australia is Jillian I Am Woman Hear Me Roar Anderson, giving us her Aussie point of view on all of our crazy political goings-on in this country. So you don't want to miss it. Tell somebody to join us here for Let's Talk About It every Tuesday night from 10 p.m. until 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Here at Let's Talk About It, we believe that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We also believe free your mind, honey, and your ass will follow. And we'll see you right here in the chat room at Spreaker.
How long will it take? Somebody's asking how long will prejudice blind the visions of men? I come to say to you this afternoon, however difficult the moment, however frustrating the hour, it will not be long, because truth crushed will rise again. How long? Not long. Because no lie can live forever. How long? Not long. Because you shall reap what you sow. How long? Not long. Truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. Yes, that scaffold sways the future. Behind the dim unknown standeth God within the shadow, keeping watch above his own. How long? Not long. Because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. How long? Not long. Because mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's sampling out the village where the grapes of wrath are stored. He's loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Hey, we're in the middle of a revolution because I see the face of things to come. Yes, I do. Oh, your Constitution. Well, my friend, it's gonna have to bend. I'm here to tell you about the destruction of all the evil it will have to end.